The purpose of this video is to illustrate the actions that are in the distribution tree contract of the Merriment project. We will illustrate these various actions here of adding parents, removing parents, adding children, and of course distributing the revenue. Alright, so let's see, the first thing I'll do is make sure that we bring down the system. This is just setting it up so everything will restart from scratch. So the first thing that we're going to do in here is create a bunch of accounts. Let me go through the tree first of what we're going to be setting up. So we're going to set up 3 different parents. The first parent will have 3 accounts, getting 25%, 25%, and 50%. The second parent will get 30% of the total, and each account within there will get 25% and 75% respectively. And then finally, the third parent will get 40%, and then the child under the third parent will get 80%. So you'll see that the balance of that will stay within the distribution group 3. All right, it'll make more sense as we go through this. So the first thing I'm going to do is create all these accounts, set the contract, and then update the authority permission so that the revenue can flow through correctly. This you really won't need to worry about. This will just be a one-time configuration step. It won't need to happen on an ongoing basis. Really, none of this will need to occur on an ongoing basis. It'll all be, just part of that initial setup, unless you want changes. All right, so let's see. Hold on, gotta unlock. Run through each of those commands. Okay, I'll also create the token contract, which is required to illustrate this. We're gonna create the account, set the contract, create the new token MMT, and then issue 1,000 to the root node. All right, very important step. We're going to initialize the contract. This was one of the issues that you had in your most recent email. It was not initialized. I also added in a check in the distribute function to make sure it was initialized before it tries to distribute the token, which will prevent the error message, or it'll provide a more clear error message. All right, so let's just initialize that. Now let's take a look at what that did. What that did was create a default root node, or a default parent under the tree, under the parent tree. So this is the default account, and it will by default get 100% of all of the revenue. And it's set to just the same contract. And what else did we do? We also populated this information in the configuration table so that it's going to be using the token contract named token, and then the symbol value is MMT. It's just saved as a large integer, so you can't read it as MMT. All right, let's go back to here. So we're going to add in our 3 parents. All right, let's look again at the parents. So here you can see the 3, the parent 1, parent 2, and parent 3. The default account that we created in the first step is still here. It will always need to be here in case these parents don't add up to 100%. Now they do add up to 100% here, so of course nothing will go here, but it's just in case there's any leftover, it will always need to go to some account, and in this case that's just set up to be the root node. Alright, so now I will create the children. You know, as we saw up here, there are a total of 6 children, 3 under parent 1, 2 under parent 2, and 1 under parent 3. These 6. Now we can take a look at the children table. It has 3 under group 1, 2 under group 2, and 1 under group 3. That looks all correct. So let's check the token balance. We have 1000 MMT in the root node. So as we distribute that, we'll see all the transfers that will take place to distribute that revenue across all of these accounts. And there you have it. So you can see all of these transfers take place. There's 1 or 3 rows for each transfer, but you can see that all of these calculations are correct. So let's, I'll actually, you can go in here and check out each one. Oops. Okay, so you can see that there is no longer a balance in the root node. Root node has no more balance because it's all been distributed. We should have a node for, let's see, let's do get account. Get table token dist group. Let's see, what is it? I want to find the disk group 3. Yep, there you go. There's the 80 MMT that stayed in the parent 3 account because the only child under that account had 80%, so that it didn't add up to 100, so the 20% just stayed with the parent. That's as it's designed. Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through the pause and unpause features. So we're going to leave the configuration the same, but I'm going to issue an additional 1,000 tokens to the root node, so it has something else to distribute. Now I'm going to pause parent 3. So let's, reminder here, it now has 80 MMT. I'm going to pause it. Now I'm going to distribute again. All of that 1,000 was distributed across the children. And distribution group 3 still just has 80. So it just hung out there. So the root node maintains the 400 because the third parent that was supposed to get 40% was paused. It just kept that 400 at the root node account itself. All right, so now we can unpause that same parent. And what we'll do is redistribute again. Now this time we're going to be just distributing the 400. There you go. So the root node has 0, that's correct. And the distribution group 3 now has 112, and that's up from 80 because we unpaused it and redistributed the 400. All right, there's also some management, or removing removing the children, removing the parents. So here's you can remove the parent either by its name or by the account. So let's remove. What I'm gonna, let's see, let me create another parent. So here I'm gonna add a new account for distribution group 5. Add that. Actually, what I'm going to do first is remove distribution group 2. So let's go back and look at the parents. So here you go, distribution group 3. Remove parent account, distribution group 2. I had the wrong name. I had a typo there. It's remove parent ACT. Remove instead of ACCT. Okay, there we go. Now you can see that there's no longer distribution group 2, and the 30% that was being assigned to that parent has now been reassigned back to the default parent, so that it will always add up to 100. Okay, now that showed how to do it by account. Let me show you now how to do it by the name of the parent. So let's do this. Okay, I added in distribution group 5 as parent 5, and now I will remove parent, passing in just the string parent 5 instead of the name. There's just really you don't even need both of these ways to do it. It's just as a convenience method in case you only know the name or you only know the account. And coming back in here, parent 5 is now erased. Okay, so we can also remove the children. What I'm going to do here is remove group 3, account 1. Let's just take a look at that table. Okay, distribution, what did I say? Distribution group 3, account number 1, we will remove right here. All right, now you can see that one's gone. And now the parent is still there, the distribution group 3 parent. So it will just hold all of the revenue there rather than trying to redistribute any of it to the children, since that child is erased. So what that function would have done is removed group 3, account 1 from any parent, or let me rephrase that, all parents. So if group 3 account 1 was in there under multiple parents, they all would have been removed. So this would be used if, let's say, you were just deprecating an entire account that you had in multiple places throughout the tree. I'm not even sure if you intend to use an account in multiple places throughout the tree, but it's supported if you want to do that. And this would be, if you were just completely abolishing or getting rid of that account. You can also remove an account from just a specific parent. So what I'm going to do here is create another distribution parent called parent 4, and we will add a child under that parent, and then we will just remove the child underneath just that parent. So let's go ahead and create that account. Let's look at the parents. All right, so we've got 30 that we can assign to that parent. Okay, parent 4. All right, now we have parent 4 here, and group 1 account 1. Let's take a look at the children again. So you have group 1 account 1 here, and I'm going to add that in to distribution group 4 as well. So here you'll see group 1 account 1 is in under parent 1, and it's also under parent 4. So it's in there in 2 different places. If I were to remove it using this method, just remove child, it would remove both of those records. But if I use the other function, let's see. Let's see the name of it. It is remove child parent, and you send both the parent account and the child account. So the parent is distribution group 4, and the child is group 1, account 1. Let me just double check that. Yeah, distribution group 1, account 1. Okay. And there you go. So group 1 account 1 under distribution group 4 is removed, but group 1 account 1 under distribution group 1 is still there. So that is pretty much it out of this class. That covers all the setup. That covers the adding of parents, pausing of parents, removing of children, and that's it. One other thing in here is the delete all function, and what that does is simply deletes all the children, all the parents, as well as the configuration. So it essentially takes it back to no data being configured in that distribution tree. All right, I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.